Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. My name is Gisela K, and today we're just doing a recap of the events that happened yesterday. I live streamed a few times yesterday, and it was I was in shock, honestly. To me, it wasn't like this is the obvious outcome that they're going to find remains, and that immediately, so quickly, it will be identified as Brian Laundrie's. Of course, because it took much longer to identify, for instance, Jelani Day, and it took much longer to identify Gabby Petito. So this was real quick, but I know that they had collected, the FBI, law enforcement had collected lots of DNA samples already prior to discovering the remains. But I thought that seeing as yesterday my little map time was not as beautifully planned as usual, we could do a recap on map time where the remains were found. Now, for those of you who don't know, which I think would be 0% of people right, remains were found in the Carlton Reserve at the Mayakahachi Park, right? The Creek Environmental Park. I want to say the full name there. Remains were found along with a backpack and a notebook. So that's interesting. In an area which had previously been submerged in water. So the authorities found a backpack, a notebook, and some partial remains. The remains were skeletal. And then the remains were identified with dental records. And they were confirmed to be Brian Laundrie's. So the micromelon manhunt is now over, according to what we know, of course. It's done. We have to accept this fact, right? I know there's at least 50% of you that are like, this seems a little bit odd. And I must agree, the whole case has been suspicious, like real odd. You know, and the timing of everything, the coincidence of it all is very strange. But yes, it's been announced that these are his remains. So the micromelon manhunt is over. They found him. And not far from this entrance of the Mayakahachi National or Environmental Park. It's not a national park, environmental park. Not far from the entrance. Which is interesting too. Like, you know, he thought of himself as like survivalist, but unfortunately not. However, there's of course the possibility that he took himself out. So let's do some, you know what time it is? You know what time it is? It's map time. All right. So this is the entrance we saw a lot of. We saw a lot of this with cars parked and, you know, people zooming in and out of here. I know the area had been searched extensively. The thing that I found weird is that for like 6 weeks, the area was searched extensively. Thermal imagery, FBI, cadaver dogs, Dog the Bounty Hunter, U.S. Marshals. Everyone was in there. Cadaver dogs also well trained to sniff things out from miles away, right? And in water and everything. And they didn't pick up anything. But the day after the park was open to the public, the parents went there. They said they're going there to search for Brian. And the FBI accompanied them, right? And then they found quite seemingly soon the backpack, the notebook, and the authorities found partial remains. So I'm just looking around here. We can just look around because Brian would have walked here. He would have been here, right? So this is the entrance that's over here. And now if we go to how do we go out of this view? Like that. Mayakahachi Creek Environmental Park. Okay. So if I zoom out of this, let's make it sure the orientation is right. Otherwise I get so confused. I'm very good with maps that are like, I know where north is. Okay. So if you look on Google, this is Google Earth, but on Google Maps, there is a little footbridge that goes over here somewhere. So there would be a little footbridge that goes over, and then there's like this power line road, and then here is where we were. We were here at the entrance. You could see, right? Okay. And Big Slough Canal. That's like here, here, and this is where the remains were found. Which makes me wonder if he was like camping out here. Because it's very odd. Look, it has like... Okay, this is an older picture, I think, obviously. But I just mean the water shape changes here. You know, and it's just interesting. This little... It's like a little area, you know, enclosed by trees. There's lots of these little pockets, as you can see if I zoom out. There's lots of these little areas. But for his remains to be found here makes me think he was hiding out here. You know? And I wonder, like, how deep this water actually is. And if there's crocs in it, huh? Probably. Look at it. Damn. So, yes, this is where it would have been found. I mean, it would be fairly easy to hide out in here. 2 little palm trees over here. But, yes. I know that they had drones. They had helicopters and everything. But remember, initially they were like searching more around here. All around. They were trying, I mean, they were saying, look how big this park is. It's like massive, right? It's all of this. It's just that the car was parked near here. So, yeah, it wasn't far from where the car was parked either. Now, I don't know the exact pin location of where the car was parked, but it was close-ish to the entrance. But on the grass, because the landscaper said they had to cut around it. So that's interesting too. I mean, can we go there on this road? Let's see. Ooh. Crazy driving coming up. Can we go in there? No, it won't let us, you see, because it's not a road to actually drive in. It would be so cool if we can go in here. Nope, it just won't let us. But anyway, I just find it so strange. I'm still trying to make sense of all of this because of the Mustang, even the timing of the Mustang. So Brian allegedly told his parents, okay, apparently the lawyer also says he was saying he was, the parents said he was, okay, he's using the word distraught now to describe how the parents feel now, right? But that Brian was in a state when he came back from Wyoming, and you know that he drove the Mustang out here on around the 13th. Steve Bertolino also said he spoke to Brian on the 12th and 13th, and then not after that. Okay, so if I just still don't get how he drove out, and this would also possibly, allegedly, maybe debunk the neighbors spotting someone who looked like him. There's a lot of lookalikes, you know, on the 17th, because it feels and sounds like to me that Brian went out here on the 13th, and he'd like to go hiking in this area, so the parents knew that. But for the parents to go and get the car, and it was already there on the Wednesday the 15th, it's just strange. And to go and get the car, not knowing where he is weird. Like, to just leave him stranded there. You know, did he tell them that he was going to do something, or run off in there, or hide out in there, or what? Maybe. That seems quite accurate, that he would say, I'm just going to hide out there for a while. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it just takes me back to, you got to trust your gut instinct, sir. I don't know, at this point it's a bit confusing because we're just going to have to accept that those were his remains. But my initial gut instinct, remember, was he wouldn't be too far away from home. He'd be in one of the friggin' forests right there at the home. Even maybe the little wooded trees there by his house, the little bushel. But I mean, this is really not that far from his house. So if we go back into this view, if the car was parked somewhere here, then it's also so weird to like cross over here and then he's found here. It's just bizarrely, it's not far at all. Damn. So let me just take this off for a second. I want to show you. Let's show you this. Wait. We can look at the lovely autumn leaves. Okay, Mayakachi. Just even from there, 34343 Wabasa Avenue is only 5.1 miles. You know, you could have walked that. But apparently you went there in the Mustang. 5.1 miles, a 6.2 mile walk. 2-hour walk. And then this was, I believe, less than a mile to where the remains were found. You can see this is an older type of picture. So here's also, there's a little bridge going here. Oh, maybe it's a newer picture. Here's a little bridge. And then go this way. Big Slough Canal. Is that how you guys say it? Big Slough? And you can see it looks different there. Okay, so there's that. It's almost in line with that there. So let's go back to this one. There's that green roof thing. There. So it's just this way of it. Here, you see it looks a bit different here. Looking dry as hell here, but wow. So somewhere here is where the remains would have been found. Apparently now they say partial skeleton. Partial skull, sorry, and some skeleton. Damn. Anyway, so that is that recap. And then the one thing I wanted to also talk about, oh yeah, this one is the slide here. Okay, so thank you so much to, let me see who sent me this actually. Damn, I get so many emails, I can't see your name now. Thank you to the person who sent me this, I really appreciate it. This is so interesting because this Grizzly did some deep dives on Walmart, just what Walmart offers and what this could be. And I must say, it really, you see that yellow patch there in the bag? It looks like that butterfly, to be honest. It really does. So it's a monarch butterfly chair, which is in itself quite eerie and symbolic, given the monarch butterfly post that was Gabby's last post, given the, you know, the whole butterfly thing. Like, if this was really what's in that bag, that's so scary, but it really does look like a yellow butterfly. I must say, it looks like it. What do you think? This is a very likely option. So, yes, there's that. And then I wanted to show you this. Yeah, that'll do. You can see. So this is Bertolino, the attorney, speaking out. And this one sentence is just interesting. So just listen to it.
And on September 14th, when I first went on video, I said there are two families here that have suffered a great tragedy. There are two young people that have now lost their lives.
The reason I find that sentence interesting, even though I get what he means, he said, I came out on September 14th to say that there were two families suffering a tragedy, and that there were, he used the word were, two families that have now lost their children, basically, right? But given that those were Brian's remains, it's pretty accurate that it would be on September 14th, the lawyer knew that Brian was dead. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you just, I watched the sentence over and over and over again, and I'm like, Let's see it.
Two young people that have now lost their lives. There are two families here that have suffered a great tragedy. There are two young people that have now lost their lives.
So it could just be meaning now. There were two families that suffered tragedy, and there were two young people that have now lost their lives. It's just worded in a way that I'm like, I don't know. It's like as if he last spoke to Brian on the 13th. And the way he words it is like, did they know that he died on the 13th or 14th? Maybe. I'm going to play it one more time.
Said there are two families here that have suffered a great tragedy. There are two young people that have now lost their lives. There are parents that are suffering. Now, I understand that. Whatever happened or whatever didn't happen, whatever people know, this is tragic for two families. And anybody with a child and anybody with a sense of humanity can understand the frustration that both.
Okay. I'm just saying, if we're going to look at the timeline, I'm sure we'll find out more. This could prove very accurate that it would be on the tongue-tied. On September 14th that there were two families that had children that lost their lives. Damn. Especially given the remains. I know remains can decompose a lot faster in water. But it would make sense that it was already from when Brian disappeared, went on a hike. I mean, he did say take a hike every day. He took a hike. He sure took a hike. But that he would be then gone already from the 13th or 14th. As in gone from the planet. So, damn. Interesting, right? Anyway, that is that recap. Is there anything else? I wanted to also... Wait 1 second, please. Let's just make sure I've recapped everything I wanted to do. So there was that. Oh yeah, the gunshots. So the gunshots reported near the Laundrie house lead cops on a goose chase. So I was wondering about the gunshot thing yesterday of like, when was that? Because there's a whole lot of stories going around of like, yes, there were gunshots and people said it was like, don't do this. And it's like, you made me do this. But this was from September 25th, right? And they say police in Northport, Florida swarmed the neighborhood around Brian Laundrie's parents' home late Friday after a reportedly bogus 911 call about gunshots in the area. Cops surrounded the Laundrie home just before 7 p.m. and one went inside after a call from an unknown number. Okay? And then they said police found no evidence of shots fired after knocking on neighbors' doors. Right now, there's no evidence any shots were actually fired in the area. There are also no reports from the large contingency of media who were standing outside the home at the time. Okay. So, is that debunking the gunshot thing? I know there's a lot of theories of maybe, maybe the dad shot Brian or Brian shot himself in the house and then they planted the body or put it or whatever. I mean, it just sounds to me like sometimes the simplest answer is the real answer. Sometimes. I mean, sometimes it's also very complex. But it seems like when Gabby was reported missing, 2 days later, Brian took a hike. I don't know if he went in the Mustang or what's up with the Mustang. The Mustang thing confuses the hell out of me. But he went to that park. Maybe he was hiding out there or maybe he got in touch with an alligator. Subscriber Rick came up with the best ending for when life gives you melons. Make Gatorade. that was pretty good. So he would have gone there on the 13th. And the simplest answer is that he wouldn't be able to live with himself, with what he did. I know some people are going to say, what he saw. But that he went and offed himself, there. And that is a very, very likely possibility. Can you imagine for someone who speculatively has a fragile ego to realize, oh crap, not only do my parents know, her parents know, but now the whole world is starting to know. It became like national news and then international news. So, yeah, he would never recover from that. And I think jail would just be like a no. In his mind, it would just absolutely, it must have been one of his biggest fears, jail, based on how much he loves the outdoors and barefooting it and melons and all that stuff. It's like jail is like, no. So, yes, it's a very tragic case all round. It's just like, these cases, there's so many cases, of course, in the world that are terrible. It's just this case had so many, and there's still going to be, plot twists and so many things, so many layers. It's just like, what? Now, a lot of you ask about, what about his Spotify playlist update? But the last update that I saw was on August 30th and 31st, right? And then not again really after that. So there's that. Then there's the Instagram thing. What about the Instagram activity? That is interesting. I think it would be people unfollowing him or removing him as a follower or blocking the account. So that could be the follower, the people he follows going down. So there's that. But then there was allegedly one person followed from his account, and that could be someone who has access to his account, which we saw from some background checks or whatever when the account was started, that it could be the brother-in-law or the father. The family had access to that account. Especially if you didn't have two-factor authentication, which I would recommend you all have on everything. If you didn't have that or whatever, it wouldn't be that hard to get into the account either. And maybe he's one of those dudes that had the same password for everything. So, I don't know. So there's the Instagram thing. I mean, the YouTube thing, I just never really believed that was his account. So clearly not. That's just people whipping up accounts to put something on there. So that's that. What else have we got? Pinterest. I mean, that wasn't really updated. His Pinterest wasn't updated for a long time. Anything else? Yes, so, damn, but share your thoughts below. I'm always interested to hear what you think. I read your comments. I don't respond to all of them because I definitely can't. As I say, I don't have to keep saying that. I'll need like a lot of clones of myself. I mean, I got myself and a whole team, and there's no way that all the comments could be responded to, which is a great problem to have, but I definitely read through them. So share your thoughts below. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to share with you for a second. Just hold on. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this, which is now still a recap of this case. Please help find Daniel Robinson. If you don't know about this case, I've done 2 videos on this case already, as well as one on Jelani Day. So if you go here to pleasehelpfinddaniel.com and you click on sign the petition, this is where we're at now. You Grizzlies are doing so well. 72,536. When I interviewed his dad, they were just under 70,000 signatures. And so I really hope that the Grizzlies over here are making a dent here. If you could please go and sign this. It takes 30 seconds. You fill in your first name, last name, email address. You click sign this petition, and then you go to your email and you just click the link to finalize your signature. So that would be amazing if you could do that. There's also one for Jelani Day. Which I'll put in the description box as well. We've got justice for Jelani Day. This case right here. There's 29,372 signatures. So let's get to 35,000. So if you could go there as well and sign this, that would be amazing too. And then the final recap that I have for you is this. I've launched some new merch. I still have to make the ones that say damn and other ones that you guys have requested. But we've got Grizzly map time merch now. And this is just examples. There's pencil bags, there's phone covers, there's, long sleeve shirts, there's hoodies, there's everything. The one thing that Teespring doesn't have that I hope they'll have one day is beanies. Beanies and gloves. That would be so nice. And I've obviously got Hectic. Oh my word. And I've got that range as well. I really like that backpack on the bottom right there as well. I wish I had one of those. Keep it Grizzly. So yes, get yourself this if you want to. Keep it Grizzly. Keep it Grizzly. Keep it classy. And then we've got Keep It Grizzly again. We've got Grizzly Map Time. Those are like biker shorts. We've got joggers, and these are all in different colors. These are just examples of what they are. There's lots of different colors available for every single range. So remember, all proceeds of all the merch are going to the Gabby Petito Foundation up to October 31st. And then the Let It Be range will always go to the Gabby Petito Foundation, as well as, if I do keep the Melon Boy stuff going, or the Micro Melon Manhunt, if I keep that going, because I mean it was very much part of this whole, you know, case and the search and everything, all those proceeds will also go to the Gabby Petito Foundation. And then thank you so much to Liz. I hope I'm saying your name right. Liss. I saw on Instagram is your name. Micromelon Manhunt. You got your shirt. I hope you love it. Thank you so much for carving it up and buying the merch. I really appreciate it. And then Kayla made some fan art as well, carving it up. That looks awesome. It says Grizzly Books True Crime. And look at all the little bear prints and everything with the bear in the background. It looks so cool. Thank you so, so much. That's me with my wig on. Yeah. I really appreciate fan art. I love it so much. So thank you so much. And then we've also got this one. Oh my word. I love this one so much as well. Look at Fury. It's so cute. Oh my goodness. So thank you so, so much for that. And then of course we've got the Let It Be merch as well. So yes, that is what I have for you today. Just for now, for the recap. I just want to recap a few things and do my own map time. Got to do that some justice, you know what I mean? Last night I was sharing some of Iked Mel's map time, man. If that guy's watching, hi. You want to do map time sometime? It was pretty cool to see your map time too. I'm glad to see there's others out there that do map time and that love map time. Map time. So I will see you later. Tyler Feller will be on the show. We'll be discussing, I guess, all the things that have bugged us about this case. The timeline, the what ifs, the what? The what? So thank you so, so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And I will see you in the next one.